Hey guys, Max Tornado back for episode 8 of the Ultimate Death Knight tutorial account. This account has been a lot of fun. Last episode we got Ultimate Death Knight, so let's see if we can go ahead and collect him from our inventory. And we also finished our missions. Yes. So at the very end of the episode 7 yesterday, I realized that I said in the middle of episode 7 that we would finish our missions. And to be fair, I did finish it right after I published the video. But we finished it, and now we are collecting our gems, which feels great. Looks like we're already getting some stuff here. Upgraded champion to rank 5, so that's retroactive. And now we're going to start getting into some of the higher levels of Ice Golem. Here's that mission that I said that we would save our boots for. So our boots are currently level 15, the speed boots are. So we'll get those up to 16. We've already gotten some stars on this. Looks like it's hard difficulty. Win arcane potions. The nice thing about arcane potions is that's open every single day and not just 1 or 2 days of the week. That's going to be easy enough to do. Stage 5 is easy enough. That's going to be easy. This is where we're going to run into some issues because we are past the I think it's like a 4-day window where all the potion keeps are open, and this is going to be pretty common in the mission farming experience, right? You're going to run into these missions where it's like, go farm 25 lesser magic or greater magic or force or life, and you're just going to be like, well, I can't do that right now because it's not the day of the week that it's open. Do not spend your gems opening up those keeps. I mean, obviously they're your gems. Spend them however you want, but that is strongly discouraged. It is not a great way to spend your resources. So you'll see, we'll encounter that several times, and that's okay. This strand of missions isn't going to be terribly difficult. It's kind of focused on just getting potions, focused on getting 3 stars in the hard campaign, upgrading some items to 16. I believe we are finally done with the weird quest that asks us to equip attack percent pieces. Yeah, so something to keep in mind at the end of this strand of missions, we do need to fuse just the seer, just the CR, or just a car. I don't know. I'm sure someone knows how to pronounce his name correctly. But in order to do that, we will need to keep some. So if we go up here to the summoning portal, we go here, and then we click on the right over here, fusion, and then Relic Keeper is the epic that we have to fuse eventually. But in order to fuse just the CR, we have to fuse him with these rares. Now these are all 4 farmable from campaign, so no need to stress out there. We've been trying to get War Maiden from the Deadlands and haven't been lucky enough to do so. But yeah, so that's not going to be too big of a deal. We'll just have to take him up to level 30. We'll have to ascend them, and then we'll be able to fuse him. Now, I would not fuse him ahead of time because I can't recall if it is retroactive, so I wouldn't risk it. And eventually we'll have to keep these rares as well, just so that we can fuse Relic Keeper. And again, these are also farmable from the campaign. Okay, so let's see. I know I said I was going to go ahead and do masteries for Elhane. We now have 1,000 gems from collecting the 300 from the first set of missions. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go to Elhane. And, ooh, look at Ultimate Death Knight. What a cool champion. Man, I am so glad that they gave this guy away for free. Super strong champion. We'll definitely do a guide on him for like early game new players, because just from talking to folks in the Discord, I can tell that some folks aren't sure how to build him. And we'll do a guide on Elhane too. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and do masteries for her. Let's see. So we are going to go ahead and click here, and where it says get all scrolls, we're going to spend our 800 gems, and there we go. we have gotten all the scrolls. Okay, you can see it's taken the 800 gems. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up a Yumi Love, and I'll put a link to a Yumi Love in the description. A Yumi Love does a great job, along with Hellhades.com, of providing... Golly, this cat jumps up here and starts cleaning herself right in front of me. It's so gross. So a Yumi Love and Hellhades.com do a great job of kind of providing some examples of masteries. Now, a Yumi Love I like because it can give you a little bit more general, like if you're going to use it in campaign and clan boss and dungeons kind of builds, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to use campaign, clan boss, dungeons. We're also going to mix in some arena, some Doom Tower, and some faction wars. So we're going to try our best to kind of blend these two mastery sets. So I'm going to, let's see, what's the easiest way to do this? I'll put this here. Oh my goodness, Daisy, please get down, sweet cat. I do love you, but I don't want you right here right now. Let's see. I'll actually pull this over here to the side. That way I'm not blocking anything. Okay, so we're definitely going to take crit damage. Any of your damage dealers are going to take crit rate and then crit damage. Now, for the purpose of this Elhane, we're going to go down this left side. We're going to get the 5% more damage when attacking with full HP. She's going to be full HP in a lot of situations, so that's going to be beneficial. We're also going to go ahead and get the increased damage to targets with less HP. We're going to go ahead and take Whirlwind of Death, because she's going to be killing a lot of the enemies. She's going to be our primary nuker, right? So we're going to go ahead and take that. We're also going to go ahead and take the Cycle of Violence. So whenever she does a large amount of damage, exceeds 30% of their health, has a large chance of decreasing cooldown. So this would be our build that we would use for farming campaign, which we are doing, of course. We're also going to take this one for the increased damage whenever we're attacking targets with higher HP. This is going to be helpful for a lot of the dungeon bosses and clan boss bosses, because they are going to just have higher HP than us. The nice thing is too, because she's an attack based champion, even in the arena, like whenever we go to fight champions like Ultimate Death Knight or any other tanks, this is going to come in and we're going to do more damage to them. Okay. Then we will go ahead and go for the kill streak. Whenever we do arena, we're going to get 6% and 3% in PvE. So that's going to be good. And that's just for each enemy killed, and then it'll stack up to a certain amount. So we'll get that. And we're also going to go ahead and take Methodical. So with Methodical, this is just going to do, the longer you're in a fight, continuously using your A1, it's going to continue to increase up to 10%. So again, for longer fights like Clan Boss, or truthfully, whenever you're having to fight against like Ultimate Death Knight, someone who's just really tanky in the arena, this is nice. It stacks up some damage. So we've got that. Now, what we will do as soon as we hit rank 6, we're going to take War Master. For a lot of new players, they're not really sure about masteries, and so the easiest way that it was explained to me whenever I was a new player was, if it's a single target or a two hitting, like, you know, attacks a target, hits 2 times, typically you're going to take War Master, especially if it's like for clan boss or for dungeons, things like that. If it's a multi-hitter and you're doing clan boss, so like Apothecary, Tyrell, just any champion that has just multiple hits, right? Like 3 times, like Talia has a 3-hitter. Then generally Giant Slayer is going to be better for those high HP bosses like Clan Boss. And then if you're doing, say, Arena, Helm Smasher is going to be really big. If your primary purpose on a champion is like, I just want them to be an Arena god, probably going to be Helm Smasher, so that way they can ignore the target's defense, because that's really big against PvP players. And then finally, if you know you just need to stack higher crit damage, Flawless Execution can be a solid choice. So that's kind of the damage route. Now, we are... I don't know why I chose defense here. I probably should have chose resist, and just to kind of show, like in the Ayumi Love, they go for the increase to resist, and then they go they go here for the damage received with critical hits. I can't really undo that, so I'm probably just going to go here because I'm going to be getting shield. I'm going to be getting heals from Ultimate Death Knight. Now, you do get a free reset. Every champion gets a free reset, but I don't want to burn my free reset this early on Elhane because I'm sure I'll eventually end up putting her in a more niche set of masteries once I have a whole lot of champions built out. So that's fine. So this one's going to give us some HP whenever we kill enemy targets, so that's going to be nice. This one's going to help us, we're going to reduce damage received whenever we take hits, and that's going to stack up, right? So that's going to be helpful whenever we're looking at clan boss champions that hit us multiple times. It's going to be good, so we'll take that. And then we'll come here and we'll grab the counterattack mastery, and that'll be nice as well. So whenever we have whenever we are hit, whether it's in PvE or PvP, and it takes a big chunk of our health, we have a pretty high chance to counterattack. Now that's nice too, because whenever we counterattack with lifesteal, the damage we do, we're going to be healing up from that. So yeah, that's our first set of masteries on Elhane. Really excited about Elhane. Like I said, this is my first time using her, and not disappointed. I'm not disappointed. She hits hard. She has 2 attack all enemy skills. This A1 smacks. Like it smacks, especially if you're building it correctly and you have the critical rate. So just again as a reminder, I know I've covered this in different videos, but I'll cover it super briefly. We want to make sure that for our damage dealing champions, especially early game, don't put like attack percent on your gloves. Don't put critical damage on your gloves. You've got to absolutely make sure you are crit capped, right? So that's why we have critical rate on our gloves. And you want to make sure you're fast enough to take turns, okay? So those are just the major 2 things. Make sure you have some speed boots on your champions. If you're trying to build damage dealers, make sure they have critical rate. Now, like way down the road, of course you'll start putting critical damage on your gloves because you'll have so much crit rate everywhere else, right? And there's no point in having 140% critical rate or 150% critical rate. So then you put critical damage on your gloves. But until then, please put critical rate on your gloves and get speed boots. I promise you'll appreciate that advice. Because whenever we do account takeovers, you know, a lot of us more late game players will do account takeovers and help people out and build teams for them, and it's always so sad whenever we log into an account and a champion has 115 speed and they're like, I don't know why I can't win any arena battles, or I don't know why I can't beat faction wars. It's because they're not fast enough to take a single turn, right? Like they're dying before they have a chance to even play. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video here. This is going to be kind of a video focused on, again, kind of knocking out missions until we get stuck wherever we get stuck. And my goal is for this video, I'm going to have more champions at level 40, which we're close to having 3 already there. 4 is not going to be too far off, and we have our shield guard. He's going to be level 40 soon enough as well. So at that point, we're going to be leveling up champions to feed into them, so that way they can become 5-star chickens, and then we'll have ourselves a 6-star Elhane. Now Ultimate Death Knight is really good, and there's no way that we're going to ignore Ultimate Death Knight. It's just plain and simple, we will not ignore him. He's going to receive our books, our legendary books. He's really strong. Being able to get this cooldown is going to be nice. Being able to get this to 100% chance of placing decreased attack is going to be excellent. And then this is also nice. I mean, higher chances to provoke. I mean, Ultimate Death Knight is an incredible champion, and we're going to treat him as so. So it'll likely be Elhane as our first 6-star, and then our support champion, which is Ultimate Death Knight. So yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Let's go ahead and pause this, and we'll come back. Alright, we are back at it, and we're going to do a quick update because I've done a lot of progress on the account throughout the day. And I didn't want to kind of keep on just clicking in every time we completed a mission, so I'll show you our progress, and then we'll end this video kind of looking at the Forge, because we've unlocked the Forge. We're level 31 right now. At level 30, you unlock the Forge, and this is a really great place to get gear early game, mid game, in game, like all the way through, right? So to start off, where are our champions at? We've got Elhane. We were able to upgrade her boots to 16 because we had a mission that told us to do so. The rest of her gear is at 16, or is at 12. And here's our current stats. So 184 speed, 85% crit rate almost, and so we're good with that. Now, Ultimate Death Knight, if you remember in the last episode we pulled out Ultimate Death Knight, we have geared him out with all level 8 gear currently. And just to show off his stats, we've got defense percent on his gloves, defense percent on his chest, speed on his boots. The substats aren't anything that we really wanted for this champion, but we wanted speed on his boots, so we took it. Defense percent substat on his shield, defense percent substat on his helm, and then we've got accuracy and HP on his weapon. Something to remember for new players, you can't get defense percent substat on your weapons, and you can't get attack percent substat on your shields. You just can't. So you want to look for your next best substat, and in this case, HP percent, accuracy, and speed would be ideal for Ultimate Death Knight. So that's kind of how we're going to be focusing him. He's got a defense ring on. And if we had an amulet, we would put that on, but we don't. Now, we were able to get him up to 5 stars Ascension because of the DK Rises promo code. If you remember, they gave us enough potions to fully ascend Ultimate Death Knight, and so that's what we did. We went ahead and did all 5 stars, and yeah. So as far as our champions for chickens go. We have War Priest ready to be fed once she hits 5 stars. That's 1. Sniper's 2. Saurus is 3. Skullsworn is going to be 4. And then Shield Guard is going to be 5. We have to rank all 5 of those up to 5 star in order to get our Elhane. And we're going to do that. So essentially, we're just going to be continuing to farm food. We're going to be getting a bunch of champions up to level 30. And getting them ready to feed into those 5 chickens. So that is our plan. As far as pulls go, we've been working on our Grave Chill Killer. She's actually been helpful in the clan boss because I simply don't have any other poisoners. So we've got her there. Let's see. We were lucky enough to pull a War Maiden. I think she might actually be in our inbox potentially. Yeah. Okay, great. So we've got ourselves a War Maiden right here, and War Maiden's going to come in really big. When we build War Maiden out, we're going to be building her with enough speed to hopefully go before our damage dealers, and we're going to be building her with accuracy so she can land her debuffs. We really want this debuff to land, because if it doesn't land, then there's not really any point to bring her. We could bring someone else. We did pull a Templar, who's a decent provoke champion. Certainly can do some work with his provokes, but because he's a farmable rare, he's going to likely be a chicken unless we decide to just keep one version of him for Faction Wars. But he'll probably be a chicken just for now because we really want to get our Elhane. We've got our Armiger, so that's good. And we've got enough room to do 2 pulls. Now, the only reason that I'm pulling right now is because, again, it's within that first 7 to 10 days of your account being active. And if we were to pull something now that is really, really big, that could potentially influence who we want a 6-star after our starter champion. So I would only recommend pulling these shards for the first 10 days. And I mean that. You guys will see after I hit 10 days of summoning, I will stop. I will not pull shards unless it's 2 times events or unless there's some other intentional reason. So the nice thing is, too, right, both of these champions that we pulled aren't very good. So what we're going to be doing is using these as chickens. And so that's another benefit of going ahead and pulling in that first 10-day time frame, because you really need to get your first 6-star. So, if you can pull chickens, then that's a win. But like I said, after 10 days, we won't do that. So let's see, who was the other rare that we pulled? Both of them were chickens, Hill Nomad and Blood Braid. Blood Braid, I don't know what she does. Low chance of provoke. Attack 3 times. Yeah, yep. Nothing about this champion is interesting. So we're going to be feeding both of them. And yeah, so we're excited to have 2 more chickens join the team. Now, as far as missions go, we have completed 16 of the missions here. And I pulled up hellhades.com here. So just to show you guys the missions that we completed already, clear stage 7 of Karok Castle, upgrade a champion to rank 5. That was retroactive, so we didn't have to worry about that one too much. Clearing stage 5 of Ice Golem's Peak, 10 times, artifact to 16, 3 stars of Karok Castle, stage 7, 25 lesser arcane potions, stage 7 of Sewers, dragon 5 at least 10 times, earn 3 stars of stage 7. Win 25 lesser magic potions. The big reason that I wanted to go ahead and knock this one out is because Magic Keep closed about an hour ago, and so I wanted to go ahead and knock this one out so I didn't have to wait 2 or 3 days. Creating a champion to level 50, we did that when our Elhane hit 50. Reaching Silver 1 in Classic, we are actually in Silver 1 now, so that's good. 7 of Catacombs, 5 of Minotaur's Labyrinth, 10 times. Unlocking tier 2 masteries for 2 champions, and here we are. This is our final one, 3 stars of stage 7 of Catacombs. Just to show you guys real quick, I chose masteries for my Ultimate Death Knight, and these are the masteries that I chose because we're going to be using him to do some damage, we're going to be using him to do some shields and some accuracy, decrease attack. So we went with the increased accuracy here, the accuracy when no skills are on cooldown, as well as the increased shield that he casts. And this is always going to be your crit rate and your crit damage combo for any of your damage dealers. So that is what we've done. Let's see. So we were able to get our dragon and like Magic Keep and Arcane Keep. We got all those up to stage 9. This is typically where you're going to start seeing your stage 9s, your stage 8, 9 kind of come in, and 10 will be your new blockade. Kind of once you have your 60, you'll be able to progress past stage 9 into 10, and into 11 and 12 probably even. So that'll be nice. I clipped the last video because I was about to dive into the Forge, realized that it was going to take a little bit of time, and so that video is going to be about 15 minutes in itself. So I'll have that be a separate video. But guys, thanks so much for watching episode 8. As always, if you enjoyed the content, like it, comment down below if you have any ideas for me to cover different things. Always interacting with the channel is super appreciated because it kind of sends it out to other people whenever it sees that there's interaction among the channel. Join the Discord, having lots of great conversations in there. We're sharing our screen in Discord so that way we can help each other out. We're engaged in the voice chat, and it's a lot of fun there. So I will catch you guys in the next video, and I hope you all have a wonderful day or wonderful night, whatever time it is, wherever you're watching this. Alright, till then, bye.